studio in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. You were awesome enough to play our open house party last month in a slightly different iteration of this space. It was all opened up for a live show. Welcome back to the quiet, tight, and cozy version of our little studio. It's really cool to see you all again. So
Good to be here.
Yeah. We're going to hear 4 songs today, 3 of which are on the latest release, I Will Only Come When It's a Yes, which was released by you, self-released in May. Congratulations to you on that. The very first single from that is 10K, which is the first song we're going to hear today, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about that track?
Yeah, it's kind of the whole theme of that album. I was writing it when I was moving from Kentucky to Atlanta, and a lot of it was just kind of based on transitions and kind of just the fear of change, but the excitement of change at the same time, and kind of just being really excited for the future, but afraid of it. That's kind of what it's about.
Blowing your life up can do that?
Yeah. Changing
fully.
everything.
Just as wonderful as I remember. It seems like that was longer than a month ago, but it totally was a month ago, which is nuts. Thank you so much for coming back.
like exactly.
I know it's like almost exactly. Yeah, I think it were a couple days off, but that's fine. That was wonderful, and that was in fact the first single again from "I Will Only Come When It's a Yes," and what a great album. And that is kind of the third release, and sort of you were saying it kind of feels like the first proper like full LP, right?
Yeah, we did an EP. Well, I did a solo EP. I recorded it when I was still living in Kentucky before I started playing with these guys. And that was, I guess, technically the first release, but it was kind of more of a small, like, can I do this thing? Can I write songs by myself thing? And then this is this album that we put out earlier this year is definitely the first kind of fully put together, like full album, put it on vinyl, promoted it, kind of tried to really get ourselves out there with this album. So
Nice. Yeah, and the album sounds great. The cover is great as well.
Thank you.
You're throwing back to the stereophonic look, which is very cool. Yeah, I love it. The whole vibe is something I'm way behind here. So 2 more songs off that record, and then we're gonna sort of switch things around, and we're gonna hear an older track. But next,
it's a song called Right.
nice. Yeah, love it. You guys are such a cool freaking band. Like I love it. I love this so much. And to shout out other Atlanta bands that have been on our Atlanta bands to watch list, as you have, also includes Dots, who also, along with you, played our open house just last month. They'll be live at 5:30 today. So if you want to just hang out all day and recreate the show, that's fine. But yeah, we're stoked that we have an opportunity to get behind a couple of Atlanta bands that we love. And hopefully there will be more opportunity for that going forward. So yeah, we're really stoked. Thank you for being here. And for being early once again, but this time not throwing me off guard because I was already dialed in from Reverend. So yeah, because we got Running Behind is up next. I guess really quick, I wanted to get a brief, in your own words, of course, instead of reading a bio back to you, in your words, like you've kind of mentioned that a lot of these songs came to you in that move, and a lot of them are about that. How did you kind of realize that this batch of songs was the batch of songs that would become the record?
So, yeah, you're right. I was writing a lot of them in the move and before I moved, and then a lot of them like right after I moved. And it kind of just all felt very thematically of a time of my life. Also friends like Vinny and his brother John, and Tim was there, and some other folks that were just kind of like helping me flesh out the songs, and it was feeling really good. And we worked with a friend of ours, Graham Tavel, who has a studio in his house, and kind of just were like, let's just put these together and see what it sounds like, and it all felt so good together. So that's kind of why we decided to just do this album. Because we thought about doing maybe 2 EPs, but I was like, no, we should just do the whole
full length mega drop. Cool,
Yes.
cool. So then, of course, these two stuck around. And who is everybody? Can you introduce the band really quick?
Sure, yeah. Speaking of Atlanta bands and how many incredible bands there are here, all of these guys are also in other great Atlanta bands. But this is Adam Weisberg on the drums, Vinny Restivo on bass, and Tim Gratz on guitar.
All right.
Yeah.
And you are Jordan.
I'm Jordan.
Yes.
I'm Jordan.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, the record totally feels like a collection that represents a multifaceted yet singular thing. So that's very cool. And that's kind of been a common theme with artists coming in, especially when things just sort of really naturally come together into this one. Like, these are all definitely destined to live together as songs. It's a cool feeling, and I'm sure it was probably a cool feeling
Definitely.
to come on that. And then you just made them all stick around, which is even better.
Yeah, I was like, please help me.
Yes,
Please.
please keep helping me. Well, you all sound great as a band, as unified as the record, I think, and we're loving this. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I will stop talking so we can hear running behind.
Cool.
Is this also part of the collection of a similar spirit like the other two?
Definitely. And something you were saying kind of reminded me, like, something that's cool that I've really liked about playing in Rose Hotel with these guys is everybody kind of comes from different musical backgrounds than I do, and it kind of brings all of these influences into making this whole album sound very multifaceted but singular.
Nice.
And this song does that too. Yeah.
Awesome. Awkwardly waiting for this note to fully ring out, and also bobbing my head out of tune because of the delay to the internet. I promise that I do actually know where the beat is at in the song. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. We're gonna revert to solo mode now. We're gonna go back in time. And honestly is the song that's next. And when is this from era-wise in relationship to the new songs that we just heard?
So this song was written in 2016, so quite some time ago, and it's before all of the album songs were written. This was kind of like the end of a different era of my life.
Okay.
Before this one started. And,
nice.
But yeah, it's something I like to play, and it's kind of nice to remember things.
Nice.
Even hard things. Thank you.
So great.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Jordan, and everybody else who is now off camera. Thank you all for being here. This is not the last time we're going to do this.
That sounds great.
Yeah. When is your next show in town?
We're actually
or whatever, out of town.
Done for the year, done for the deck. Playing January 10th at the bakery.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Love that spot. Cool.
Should be fun.
All right. I'm there. Thank you all again for being here so much.